All right, Kevin, welcome back.
Hey,
Fun
hey, hey, hey.
Network. What's up, bro?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing well, very well, very well. Good
Yeah,
to be here. Good to be here.
yeah. Thanks for coming back on, man. I've seen you guys grow a lot since last time we spoke. Very
Yeah.
happy to see it. A lot of people in my community are very happy with your firm. The
Right.
payouts are smooth. I don't think I've heard anyone get denied yet, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the only time we've denied a payout is when there's not enough money in the account, or the paperwork's not right, or something's. But we've never denied a payout and they don't get the money.
Yeah.
They either just got to trade a little bit more, make a little bit more money, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad they're happy with us.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy with you guys too. I'm trading with you guys. I have
Yeah.
three accounts right now, so working back to
Right.
five. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, let's get started. So let's get started with this time. Let's more focus on you and your story.
Mhm.
So tell me about yourself. Like, tell your audience about your story and why you
Mhm.
started Funny Features Network.
So a lot of people that know me know I'm originally from South Africa.
Mhm.
I immigrated a while ago, 2008. I left the country and came to. I walked into an empty house with two suitcases. That's how I landed here. Worked my way up into, you know, corporate job. I was in a corporate job for many, many years. An ag dealership. I ran ag dealerships across Western Canada. Um, and yeah, I felt there was something more for me. I couldn't do the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I probably wanted to work 15 hours a day because that's what I do now, but 9 to 5, that didn't seem right. But
Yeah.
no, I always felt there was something more. And in 2008, I actually bought a trading course from a friend of mine. It was still on CDs. It was a forex trading course. They taught you about market profile and all sorts of different things. So I took that course, not knowing what I know. So I worked my way through that course. Very, very, very intriguing to me. Um, and between 2008 and 2014, I've been on and off the charts. I've been through crypto. I've been through CFDs. I've been through futures. I've been through forex. And I've had multiple mentors along the way. I don't claim to be a rock star trader by no means. I can help myself in the markets. I do trade still to this day heavily. Every day I still trade. Well, I say every day if the market allows me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we there were prop firms back in our day when we had a little Discord going. And we were mentoring some people, and they were denied payouts, and they were. It just I saw an opportunity for traders to be helped. And again, everyone claims to be helping traders, and that's truly something that that I wanted to do is help traders along the way. Um, and thought about starting a prop firm, and it came to fruition quicker than what I actually expected. Most of the rules are based around my experience in trading, over the last umpteen years, and what I've seen and what I've experienced. So, I mean, that's why our news rule is so strict because I don't trade news at all. If there's news, I just stay away from it because I've been caught with my pants down before in the markets with it. So, um, and I'll touch a little bit on the news a little later on in the podcast here, but. Yeah, I mean that was how FFN came to be. Wanted to help people and offer them, some help along the way, and wanted to do it not on one-on-one mentorships that cost them 10, 12 grand. Was more of a, set the rules, let them get hold of the rules, service them, help them along the way, teach our staff how to do it. That was kind of the dream of FFN.
Yeah.
And if you that's kind of where FFN started, and that's how we've grown into what we are today.
Yeah. I think
That's
you guys have started. I think it's been 3 years now, a little over 3 years, right?
a little over
You
3 years.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have grown a lot over time.
Right.
I've I remember when I first heard about you guys, I saw that you guys offer five live accounts, and I was just shocked. I was like, "Wow, this
Mhm.
is like, is it real?" And I looked into you guys, I traded with you guys, I got payouts. I'm like, "Wow, this is legit."
Right.
I said last time, like, your firm is probably the only firm that I really take the accounts like with more caution because they're so hard to earn.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, trading is hard. It can't,
yeah,
can't always be easy. You know what I mean? Trading is hard. It's a hard game. I mean, by no means do I ever tell people, "Oh no, it's trading is easy." Even the people I used to mentor, it's not. it was easy,
Exactly.
everyone would do it, right? So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
So like, so how do you how has it evolved from when you first started until now, do you think?
You talking about trading in general or the or FFN?
FFN.
I mean, we still we haven't changed many rules, since the word get go. The only thing that we've really changed is you made it easier, made it a little bit shorter. We were 15 days at one point
Yeah.
to pass an account, and then we brought it down to 7. I mean that, and then there you have the express account, which you can pretty much do in 4 or 5 days too.
Yeah.
We've added consistency rules in our accounts, which have always been there in our express accounts. Again, it's just so that people understand that it's not a gambling thing. It's not a red or black on roulette, right? You
Yeah.
need to have consistency in trading to be able to make it work, to be able to sustain your account, to be able to be a consistent trader. You need
Yeah.
to have some sort of consistency. So that's
Yeah.
I mean that's about the only real things that we've changed, from when we started.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, like when I check your accounts, man, like whenever I get funded again, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
It's like because I know it's real. It's like a real opportunity to make money. Like because like
Yeah.
in your live account you have no cap, right? So
Yeah. Correct.
like I know someone who took out I think 40 grand one time.
Right.
I know people who take out payouts per week. Some even take out
Yeah.
payouts per day. So
Hmm.
I think the opportunity that you guys offer versus everyone else in the space who are
Right.
like, who focus on sim accounts and
Hmm.
you have payout cycles, like payout dates. You guys are different because you guys offer an opportunity to really scale with the company and you guys offer daily payouts, which is very
Right.
unique in the industry.
Yeah, I
So
mean, the ultimate goal is to get you into our live account. I mean, that's where traders make money. I mean, if you're a consistent trader, I always tell the people, don't make $1,000 withdraw it. Build a bit of a buffer because these accounts aren't as big as what people think they are.
yeah.
So I always tell people just build a bit of a buffer, and then you can take daily payouts.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Like once you build a buffer, like I feel safer. Like I don't
Right.
I don't feel as scared to like trade because like
Of
I'm like
course.
if I lose $500 and I got like a $5,000 buffer, that's all
Right.
right. I can make it back tomorrow. But if I have a
Yeah.
$1,000 drawdown and I lose 500, I'm like crap, dude. I gotta just make it back today. And
Of course. Yeah.
yeah, and more often than not, I end up blowing my account. So
Yeah.
I think building a buffer is a really smart thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just take it easy, man. People tend to rush trades and rush trading, and you can't. You can't today, I mean, there's some days I make $200, some days I make 5 grand. It's not it's just whatever the market's willing to give up to you. You know what I mean? I always tell people, don't focus on the money, focus on taking good trades.
Right, exactly.
Focus on taking good trades. Don't worry about the money, it'll come.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, what makes FFN separate or different from other prop firms in the space today? I mean, you see new firms coming out literally every week now.
Right.
So, how do you
I
think
mean,
you guys can stand out from the rest and be here to stay?
I well, for one thing, we're not here to compete with anyone else. We
Right.
just we're here to be better than what we were yesterday. We're here to help more people tomorrow than what we did today. I mean that you can speak to any of our staff members. I mean every one of our staff members, I think, understand trading. They trade. They have accounts with us, and if they don't trade, they come in. They get an account when they start working for us, and we kind of help them along the way, right? And teach
Yeah.
them what trading is about, so that they understand the frustration of what's coming across from the traders, right? So I think our staff understanding that they can relate to what the trader's feeling. You know what I mean? Again, I've been on the receiving end of, and I know a lot of other people too, been on the receiving end of bad customer service, and
Yeah.
it's just trading is hard enough, man.
Yeah.
When something goes wrong, and that's why we're so responsive. And I mean, I think we're on 11 or 12 second turnaround time. Actually, I think it's less now,
Yeah.
on a custom issue. So, and I think our customer service for sure makes us stand out, and the fact that most of our guys actually care, and the staff tend to keep me and the management accountable
Yeah.
as well, which is a big thing for me.
Speaking of support, shout out Joe. Joe never sleeps.
Joe,
Uh,
man,
yeah. Besides that, yeah. Anyway,
he drinks a lot of coffee.
yeah, I really gotta give it to you guys for support. Like, your support is amazing. Like, your support deserves a real shout out. Like, every time I go on a website and I need some help, they respond literally within like 5 seconds. Literally
Yeah,
5 seconds. Like,
yeah,
I've never had someone take more than a minute to respond.
right.
So, I mean,
We got a bit of an overlap. Early in the morning and late at night, there's about an hour that there's not really anyone on duty. It's about an hour gap, but I mean, there's usually someone there that answers anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, no, man, it's shout out to the staff. They run that and they on it, boy.
Yeah, and also
They're
like
on it.
people in my community in my Discord, they love the fact that they can have onboarding calls with your staff. I
Mhm.
think you guys are literally the only firm that I know that takes the time out of their day to talk to just potential traders that
Yeah,
want
I
to
agree.
work with you guys. So that speaks a lot about your service and the
Mhm.
level of service you provide to your customers. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean the onboarding calls were one thing we added in the beginning, and we were at one point wondering if it's helping or hurting. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah,
come to a firm, especially with our platforms that we have. I mean, we have professional grade platforms that that people trade with, and they sometimes a little bit hard or a little bit difficult to understand, and that's why we have those calls. Make sure the guy understands the rules, so he doesn't trip over the rules. Make sure he understands the platform. His platform's set up correctly, so he doesn't fire in orders just when he clicks buttons. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's all purpose of the onboarding course. So
right, right.
mhm.
Cool. As far as payouts go, I don't think I've ever heard of you guys denying a payout. Is that true?
We have, well, like I said, the only time that we have denied a payout is when either number one, the guy's banking is incorrect and we have to hit the decline button, or if he doesn't have enough money in the account. And those are the only two, and they come past my desk anyways. If there's a decline, it comes over my desk first. So,
Okay.
and again, those are the only ones that are we've never declined a payout for. Again, we have systems in place to catch people. They try and take advantage of the system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we catch it early.
Yeah, I think that says a lot about your company culture and just the fact that you guys really are wanting to pay people out because I
Right,
mean, you have other firms who, they want to deny you for anything and like they
right.
ask you for all these things and like they have these
Hmm.
weird rules and like it's just you guys don't have that. You guys are clear cut. You guys if you follow
Hmm.
the rules, you submit a request,
Yeah,
you don't blow the account, you're gonna get paid.
yeah, agreed.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed. Yeah, no, I think our withdrawal, a lot of people claim to have same day withdrawals, but they don't really.
Yeah.
Because we have a live dashboard, live updating dashboard, you can today withdraw whenever your dashboard updates, which is every 30 seconds. So, I mean, you don't have to wait till the end of the day and then withdraw. You can put it in now and it's processed within 24 hours. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Cool. As far as the rules with FFN, I think, like you guys have really good rules in my opinion, but like when you guys first started, do you guys have any initial backlash to your rules versus, current reviews of your rules from your customer base?
You know what? We have backlash every day because of our rules. When there's not a 1 day to pass, people don't want to. They're like, oh, why you don't have 1 day to pass?
Yeah.
Number one, 1 day to pass. What's the point of? I always say this, and I mean, all my videos of the same is what's the point of a certificate on the wall if you broke? I mean, 1 day to pass doesn't make you a trader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have some backlash because of that for sure. But you know what? The people once the people come in here, they trade with us for a while, and they're in our Discord, and they feel the support. And again, we got people that help people all day long.
Yeah.
And so once they're in here, and you can go have a look at some of our reviews, how our rules have made those people better traders.
Hmm.
I got one guy that makes use of the risk manager calls, and I say fairly often. He does one a month maybe, and I'm his assigned risk manager, and he hasn't blown. He was blowing accounts left, right, and center, man. And he
Hmm.
started listening. He started doing. He started, implementing what we're saying today. He's built himself. I think it's a 5 or 6 grand buffer in each account, and he makes regular withdrawals, and he's there and he
Nice.
stays there. So again, it's just understanding why the consistency rules there, understanding the rules, understanding your own rules.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we have some people like, oh no, we don't like this, we don't like that, and but I mean, they're there not to trip you up. They're not there to catch you. They're there
Yeah.
to teach you something. You know,
Yeah. The rules are there to really to enforce discipline and consistency among the trade.
correct.
I mean, that's important, right? I mean, you don't want traders to full port one day and then make a lot of money and the next day they blow it. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
gambling thing. So,
yeah. I
uh,
mean, the problem with that is too on and from this side of the desk when you have a trader that makes money one day, withdraws and blows his account the next day, he struggles getting back to the funded level again,
yeah,
because of the mindset shift of how the trader thinks there. Now he thinks he's entitled to it. Now he thinks, I was there once before, I can get there. He'll force trades. So we try and stay away from, having that, make withdraw one day, blow it the next.
right.
I mean, it happens, and it happens all the time. But we try and steer people away from doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you have seen the back end of all your traders. You
Right.
see people who become profitable because of your rules, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. exactly which reviews are there, but I've seen quite a few reviews of people saying that. And they've said that to me personally. Said, "Oh man, your rules actually made me a better trader."
Yeah.
It's great. I love hearing that. I really do.
Yeah. So, have you guys had any rule changes come from just your feedback in the community?
Yeah, like I said, we shortened our days to pass. That was a big feedback from people. It's too long, and I mean, again, um,
I remember
everyone else
that.
is 1 day, 2 days, or whatever the case may be. I still don't believe in that because it just gets you your one payout and off you go, right?
Yeah.
But and the other thing that we've changed now, a rule change, the big one that dropped today is our news rule. So we were very strict on news, and anything
Yeah.
that's a red event was not tradable. And again, people were asking for it, and I still struggle with that today because I still don't believe it should try and trade the news. And we've gone now to only T1 news, and you can trade right through the FOMC as long as it's not got something to do with a statement, a red statement.
Mhm.
So that's a
Okay.
big change for the people.
Yeah, I remember people would they would complain because they quote unquote forgot that they had a position on
Yeah,
news or like during when Powell speaks or whatever.
yeah,
I mean, it's on them, right? But still, at the same time, like I can understand too. So
mhm.
the fact that I think now, so today going forward, you can now trade through Powell speeches.
Yep.
You could trade through anything except T1 News, right?
T1 news. Yep.
And T1 News, you guys use financial juice. Is that
We use financial news for T1 news, but that's all pretty much the same. T1 news
yeah?
is all pretty much the same. Right through. Forex Factory will have the same news as financial news does.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right,
Yep.
cool. So
We were excited to launch that, but
yeah, that's
mhm,
awesome, man. I feel like that's a good change, and I think people will
mhm,
appreciate that. The fact that you listen to them, I think that means a
mhm,
lot, anyways. So let's talk
yep.
about building a career with prop trading.
Mhm.
So, in your opinion, what does a long-term career in futures trading look like?
A lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of
Yeah.
monitors, keyboards, and mice.
Uh-huh.
So that was me anyway.
Yeah.
You know what? It just people are very impatient today, and we in today's society, I think, my opinion, we've created an instant world, and a disposable world. So when I say instant, I mean like, okay, you got to get that instant gratification, right? So as soon as you pass, that's instant gratification. As soon as you have a green day or a good day, that's instant gratification. But in trading, you need to learn to lose. And
Yeah.
a lot of people say you can go on a heater and have 30, 40 days of green in a row. But the red day is coming, boy.
Oh
Somewhere
yeah.
along the line. The red month is coming
Yeah.
somewhere along the line. I've been through them all. I've had them. I've been through them all. And again, like I said, I don't think of myself as the world's greatest trader by no means, because I've had that when I was mentoring people, and market humbled me very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's with a prop firm. When you hook onto a prop firm, or you choose a prop firm to go with, I would look at someone that's supporting, whether it's us or whether it's other. I mean, there's hundreds of them out there now.
Yeah.
Um, as long as they support you, as long as you can have certain things, if something goes wrong with your account, there's someone to respond. There's something about the psychology of trading when you open a ticket and they don't respond for 24 hours.
Yeah, you
Like,
freak out.
okay, so you're give you something simple example is something happens to your account, you're in a trade, now it goes into the red and it blows your account, blows your account for that day. But
Yeah.
again, so now you open a ticket, they don't respond for 24 hours. You sit and stew on that blown account that you worked on for 3 weeks for 24 hours. And they respond, okay, now we'll fix it for you. Doesn't happen, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sure, they fix it for you, but your mindset is already that's already in the back of your head. When does this happen again? When does it happen again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, the responsiveness of our staff here is something that I, as a trader, would personally, if I have a problem, I got my broker on speed dial, man. I'll call him.
Yeah.
He answers that phone right away. You
Yeah.
know. So I mean, brokers make money out of us because we trade with them, right? So
Right.
they make money out of our funded accounts because that's how they make money.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're a customer of theirs, and it's no different here, man. Like we try and catch everything as quick as what we can. And I think when you choose a problem to go with, you need to look at those aspects as apart from just the $2 fees they're going to charge you, or the 80-20 split, or the 90-10 split, or as a trader and a career in trading, there's a lot more factors to mitigating your risk and managing your risk than just your R&R on your monitor or on your charts.
Right. I
Yep.
think the fact that, like people today have the opportunity to trade with prop firms like you
Hmm.
guys, it's life changing because you can literally change your life like in a few months
Agreed.
if you learn just the proper skills, the tools,
Hmm.
and you have discipline. And like you said earlier, like learning to lose. I think that's a really good quote because
Yeah.
trading is probably the only thing in the world that I can think of where like if you are a good loser, you're a better winner, you know?
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yeah, so I feel
And
like that's a really good thing.
yeah, agreed. And just chill out, man. Like the market's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
People trade, bro. I've seen people trade like 24, 36 hours straight. Every time I come to a computer, he's going to trade on somewhere. It's exhausting. Yo, I can't trade longer than 2, 3 hours. I've got to take a break. You know,
Yeah. Like
exhausting.
yeah, trading is not like it's not physically hard, but mentally it's so draining. Yeah, you're making so many decisions
Yeah.
throughout the session. It's just insane. So
Yeah. I mean, you need to interpret those ticks going up and down, the bars printing in your lines and whatever your strategy is. You can't do that for longer than 2 hours at a time, man.
yeah,
Brain overload. A lot of people say, I'm fine, I'm fine. Okay.
yeah. And I think and yeah, and I think that's why firms like FFN helps traders because you help them reduce their real risk, you
Right.
like with financially because they're not losing 5 grand of their own money. They're losing 5,000
Agreed.
in your account, right?
Yeah.
And also
Yeah. I mean,
they can accelerate learning too because they can scale up.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be. I mean, people can attest to this. You probably yourself. You go and trade on a simulated account, just straight sim,
Yeah.
with no money attached. You can trade like no tomorrow, man. You'll
Yeah.
make $1 million in 3 weeks. But as soon as there's some money on the line, it's because your psychology changes, right?
Yeah.
And again, that's where prop firm is a great tool for traders learning. And it's not just about getting the payout. It's about learning the game. Go
Yeah.
to people, learn the game. Take your time. You're going to invest, I don't know, six, seven, depending on how quick you learn, 6, 7, 8, $900 over time by resetting and buying a new account and the rollover. And that's just part of the game, right?
Yeah.
Learning is part of the game. Or you can go pay a mentor $25,000 like I did and let him teach you the basics of charting and then pay another mentor $25,000 to go teach you a strategy and then pay your psychologist almost 100 grand to teach you how to deal with this psychologically and why you react the way you react.
Yeah.
So I mean or you can just latch onto a prop firm and spend 3 grand instead of 150
Yo, dude,
because generally that's what it is.
dude. When I first started trading, we didn't have these prop firms like you guys.
Yeah.
I would trade my own money, and like when I would lose like even like $100, I would freak out. I'm like, holy shit, dude, $100.
Well,
Like, bro, I mean, seriously, like,
I
like,
I can attest to that, man.
people don't understand how lucky they are today to have this opportunity. And like, especially if you're younger, like in your 20s or something like that,
Hmm.
they should really take advantage of this because this is something that can make them, into millionaires in the future by building a
Right.
real skill.
Yeah.
So, and like the fact that they could just spend like a couple $100 and like
Yeah.
they could test different strategies, they could test
Yeah.
different tools, indicators, charts, whatever. They can do
Yeah.
whatever they want just by, training with you guys or prop firms because it's like training the real market anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
mean and a lot of people I've seen it over the years. They'll come in. These rules and the rules cost me this. I said, okay, well, go put $2,000 into your account, go trade your own money with no rules. There's no rules, nothing. You can do what you
yeah,
want,
I
and then
know.
come back and tell me how that went.
Yeah, every
And
time
it's
people
just
complain about rules, I'm just like, all right,
been
man.
there, done that,
Okay,
man.
okay, yeah, try trading 10,000 of your own money. Let's see
Yeah,
how that goes.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's honestly, I mean, again, I did it. I blew. I can't tell you. I know for a fact. One day I blew $40,000. That's one account, and it was because it was my bonus over 2 years for my job that I had in
Yeah.
an account. And I figured the more money I have, the better I'll do.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Yeah, the more money you have, the more risk you're gonna put.
Yeah. And you
So
think you're gonna make it back, think you're gonna make it back, and it's just some other guy across the internet line sitting with all your money.
yeah, and also in the live markets, when your account goes down, you cannot enter it into the same contrast because your margin
Correct.
is now lower.
Yeah, agreed.
So
So eventually you go down to one micro and eventually you have zero.
yeah, and then you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. No, that's
Um.
that's true.
Anyways, so I'm sure you've seen stories and you've heard people tell you of their success at FFN and who have scaled their way up. Do you have anyone that comes to mind in your firm that you can speak of that really, scaled to success by using and leveraging your tools? in your
Do you
platform?
know, like I said, there's that one trader that made use of the risk manager calls, and he really, I mean, he was blowing accounts left, right, and center, and he was frustrated. And I finally, by the time I mean, he's in a funded account today, and he makes withdrawals. I can't mention his name because I don't know if I don't have his
Yeah.
permission to, but he's in the Discord. He's very active in our Discord, and I mean he's sized down. When he goes red, he stops. He doesn't have big bad days like he used to.
Yeah.
He keeps his consistency even in the funded account. He keeps his consistency under the 25 or 30%, and he just rolls into those trades. And I mean, I don't have it open in front of me here now, and he built his accounts, and that's the longest I've ever seen him keep an account. It's probably 3 months now, 4 months,
Wow. That's
and
a
he
lot.
hasn't blown his
That's a
funded
long
account. And I
time.
mean, yeah, it is. And I
Yeah.
mean, he actually left a review for us, and I don't know what his name is on Trustpilot, but he left a pretty good review for us. Maybe I can get Jason to send it to you at some point or something.
Yeah.
And he left a pretty good review of us to say, hey, you know what, these rules and stuff help me go along the way and keep my account and.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's the guy that sticks out to me probably the most.
Yeah. Wow. Keeping
Yeah.
your account for 3 months and trading often, like act trading it is really
I mean,
hard.
he doesn't make withdrawals every second or third day. Don't get me wrong. Once a
Yeah.
month, maybe twice a month, he'll make a withdrawal,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. He's making consistent
Yeah.
withdrawals, and he's um he's preserving his capital. That's the biggest part.
Exactly.
Withdrawal is great, but preserving a capital to trade another day tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
that's what that's where people slip up and lose accounts, and then you got to start all over again.
Yeah. Keeping your account is the single most important thing, in my
Yeah,
opinion. So I
agreed,
mean, like, dude, people, I bet you see people in your firm who get funded after like 3 weeks and they blow their account in like an hour,
dude.
right? Or like the same day.
I, it cringes me to see, and I look at that report every day. It
Yeah.
cringes me to see a guy get his accounts today and it's gone tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
bro, slow down.
Yeah.
No, he'll work on his consistency in his eval and through the exhibition account, and then day one, it's like I wish he'd book a RM call so I can just talk to him, you know.
Yeah.
But not everyone really makes use of it. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, apart from it's good too because you can have reset, you can reset your accounts, you can
mhm.
scale the right way. So
Yeah,
I mean, I think those are really good tools to leverage
yeah,
trading.
agreed,
So
agreed.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
so since you see so many traders, like what do you think are the top five or top three most mistakes traders make that you see in these funded account challenges that you offer? Like what makes people blow their accounts the most?
Oversizing,
Yeah,
100
100%.
oversizing. When I say oversizing, I'm referring to like a $50,000 account. We allow two contracts,
Yeah.
two minis. That's too big for a 50,000 account. You must understand these accounts are the size of your drawdown.
Yeah,
fifty
exactly.
thousand dollars just depicts your amount of leverage you have, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they've given a number. It's a fictitious number. It's a $50,000 account, and you only have $2,000 to lose. So
Uh-huh.
you really only have $2,000 in that account. Now you throw on two minis on NQ, the market rips one way, and you're down $1,000. That's one trade. See you later.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
oversizing. I mean, our best trader, one of our best traders has been in the fund account the longest, and has made probably the most withdrawals. I don't know if she's made the most dollar withdrawals, but the most consistent withdrawals
Yeah.
is a lady, and she'll probably watch this podcast. But um, she trades with one mini on a $150,000 account. She got four of them. She trades
One
with one
mini on a $150,000
one
account.
mini,
Wow.
one mini.
That is hard to do.
And I've seen her go down into a $2,000 draw. She built a little bit of a buffer. She got a bit of a buffer in her account, about 5 grand. She's
Yeah.
gone down to $2,000 in a day, stops, doesn't go further than
Wow.
that. And then the next day she's down $300, she'll stop.
Dude.
And she trades one mini, and she'll sometimes go down to micros.
One
You know,
mini on 150. Dude, I would be fiending. I'd be like, I gotta get one more mini. One more
she
mini.
makes she seems to aim. I don't know what her target is, but she seems to aim between 200 and $500 a day per account.
That's a lot. That's good.
I
Yeah.
mean, four accounts. It's
Yeah,
five
it's
hundred
two.
bucks,
Yeah.
2 grand a day. I
Yeah.
mean, 2 grand a day. Do that
40
out
grand
of
a month.
10 days. That's 20 grand for the month. That'll change most people's
Yeah.
lives. That's with
Yeah.
one mini.
I
You
know.
know,
That's insane.
over
So
leveraging the account for sure. And not stopping when they're down. You
yeah.
know. they'll size up, and we're all guilty of this. I've done the same thing. I still struggle with that today. When I'm down a little bit, I'll size up just to make it back, but that rarely works.
When it works, it's good. When it doesn't work, you're like,
Yeah,
oh shit, I should have done that.
yeah, yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as you know, like trading is a really hard thing to do, right? It's a really hard skill because you have to learn, you have to master yourself. You have to master your psychology. You gotta know what's going on in the market.
Hmm.
You have good have to have a good strategy. So what's
Right.
your advice on handling pressure and this kind of drawdown? Because like, you know, when you see it go down a little against you, you take a little heat. You're like, it's all good, it's all good. And then the market goes against you and goes against
Hmm.
you a little more, then a little more, then a little more, and then you start feeling a little more heavy on the
Hmm.
drawdown. Like you're mentally just frustrated and like you just
Right.
like the pressure just blows up on you. Like how do you handle that in your opinion?
That's a very easy answer. Just stop. Exit your trade and turn your computer off. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, make no difference. And a lot of lately it seems like people just throw a contract on, leave it until it goes in the green, and then they close it. Whether
yeah,
it draws them all the way down, it comes out of it, or what the case may be. But yeah, I mean, if you're down a little bit, if you're at some point, the trade that you took is invalidated. So somewhere along the line, when you take a trade, you must have an invalidation point somewhere.
right.
And if it's invalidated at this break of this low, it's invalidated when it does this, that's where you get out of your trade. And again, when I put on a trade, I know exactly what my risk is when I'm putting on, how much I'm risking. I'm risking $300 a contract. I'll put on 5 contracts or whatever the case may be, or three or two, or whatever the case may be. And then I know, well, my trade's invalidated here because that's where my stop goes, and I don't touch my stop. I don't touch
Yeah.
my stop. Once I put it in place, it's done, and I leave it there, and it just the trade works out or it doesn't.
Oh, dude.
But I
That is
mean, they go read that book or go watch the video on Michael Douglas when he talks about trading in the zone.
oh yeah,
A lot
that's a
of, a
good
lot
book.
of people talk about the book, but actually go read it. And
Yeah.
he says in there, he makes mention of something that stuck with me is your entry is calculated, but your outcome is random.
Right.
No control over it. So, I mean, that's something that just gets stuck in the back of your head, right?
Your entry is calculated, but the outcome is random. Yeah,
Correct.
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
so true. Dude, like, so like even I'm guilty of like when I enter a position, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my stop here. And then it goes down, I'm like, yeah, I can move it a little lower,
Mhm.
a little more. And then eventually, it gets out of hand and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know,
I
like,
mean, it goes over. I mean, I'm trying to think of that other saying when the pain of losing overcomes I forget, there's a saying like that. I forget what it is now. I can't think of it, but you will close your
I think I know
trade.
what you mean. I think
Yeah.
it's like the pain of losing hurts more than it feels good to win. Something
Yeah.
like
So I mean, well, yeah, again, that's when you close your trade. There's that, and again, that psychologist Randy Howell that helped me a lot. Um, he had that saying if the fear of losing over or the pain of losing if the pain of losing overcomes the fear of losing or something like that, then you'll
that.
close your trade, something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway, but yeah, no, I mean, again, that moving the stop loss, I used to do that plenty, and I don't do that anymore. And
yeah,
again, a lot of people I see that they just because you're trying to keep the hope going while you're in the trade, they still hope that it's going to turn around, right?
exactly. And like
So I know, I get it.
yeah, and like there are times where I am, quote unquote disciplined and I do let it hit my stop and I just sit there, I'm like, okay, my stop's hit. I'm down money. All right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna get back in right now.
yeah,
I'm gonna get right back in. I mean,
yeah,
that's that's literally useless, dude. Like
yeah.
the point is to just chill out and take a break for a little bit, right?
Correct. Walk away, man. Can't tell you how many monitors I've broken, keyboards I've thrown, mouse I've smashed. It's endless. You
Yeah.
know. Now I have a $2,000 ultra wide, and I tend not to hit it.
Nice.
Honestly, one of my rules is if I'm mad at losing a trade, I stop. If
Yeah.
I can feel myself disappointed at losing that trade, I just close my trade. I just close my charts. I don't even trade
Yeah.
because it shouldn't be because you should expect that thing to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what
Yeah.
separates FFN from a lot of firms is that like when you have those five live accounts, they really are live accounts. So like when they
Mhm.
spend 10%, when you take your 10% cut, you're making money if they're successful, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
like, so what do you wish every trader who just got funded would know on day one? What do you wish they could do differently than what you've seen? Besides,
Just
besides
Just take it easy. Put a small loss in there if you have to. Expect it to be a red day. Expect that first trade to be a loser.
Yeah.
Expect that trade to be a loser. Again, that's the thought pattern of me. That's me. The way I think is if I have 4 green days, I'm expecting a red trade at some point, somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And then if when it does come, it's not as bad. You can almost pellet it a little bit easier. But
Yeah.
yeah, I book a small green day, book a win, book $25 in an account, whatever it is, and
Yeah.
then stop. Just quit. Just don't force it because now you can make money, you can withdraw it. So now your mindset changes. You got to get used to that new account. You got to get used to trading that account, and you need to think differently. You need to understand that hey, okay, so I just need to keep doing what I was doing to get here.
Right. Right.
And I say that to a lot of people that go to the live funded because I say to them like, just chill out. Like, take 1 or 2 trades, take a week, and if you have 2 red days, that's fine. Just make them small.
Yeah. The point is like if you have small red days, they don't really affect you mentally as much as like one
Yeah,
big one.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
they don't for sure not. And I mean, again, the biggest thing of it of changing an account like that to a live funded is because now you're chasing that money again,
yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly.
which becomes a problem.
Yeah. So I think, with FFN, like you guys have this sort of live feedback loop that you bounce off your traders with. So like you had an example of recent suggestions that turned to updates. Like, the news rule. People complain about they want to trade through news, they want to trade through
Yeah,
speeches, or they want to shorten pastimes. Before
right,
I think it's like 15 days, you said. Now it's like 7 for standard, I think 4 for express. That's
right.
fine. That's good enough. That's good enough, really. 4 days is fast. 4 days is
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah,
So
I mean, think about it just take a step back. 4 days. I mean, you 7 days from a payout, or eight
yeah.
days from a payout, whatever the case may be, and and you're trading with someone else's capital that you don't have. So, I mean, that's honesty, dude. Back in the day, dude, it was 30 days minimum for me to get funded.
Dude, I would
Crazy, dude. Yeah,
I won't even
I mean,
try. I won't even do it at
that
that
was
point, dude.
that was how it was. I mean, that's just how it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work and dude, I tell you what, you get to day 28 and you blow that account, you're really pissed. You know,
Oh, dude, I would.
you're gonna start all over again. Like, man. But I tell you what, it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Taught me patience, man. Again, we've created an instant world. Society's created an instant world. So
Yeah.
if
So,
a person needs to kind of adapt to some sort without pushing him in the wrong direction, and that's what I struggle with on a daily basis. I
yeah.
look at the suggestions like, dude, how do I adapt this or how do I change this without pushing him down a hole?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
So how do you guys decide what to keep and what to change in terms of your rules and your structure of your platform?
That's what I say. I mean, that's another thing that I battle with. A lot of times guys say, "Oh, 1 day passing," and dude, that 1 day passing is going to hurt traders more than what they think. And I always look at it, and we have a discussion between myself and two or three other executives, or we'll have a discussion around like, okay, so how do we change this? Does it positively affect the trader if we change this? Yes or no? That's the first question that gets asked.
Hmm.
Number two, does it teach good behaviors if we change this? Yes or no? And if it doesn't, we won't change it. We'll keep it the way it is.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of how we change or how we choose what we keep and what we let go and what we will change.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
that's great. So
Yep.
like can you tell me then like, so in your Discord, I know it's very active. Like, so what do you see traders asking for now? And like, can you tell us a little glimpse of what's coming next?
Well, like I said, we got something. We got a different platform coming. We're working on. People want to trade on their phones. People want to trade on a browser. They don't want to have a platform downloaded onto their. They seem to want to have that browser where they can trade wherever you want. And with our current ones, we have an app which we use, the Motorwave app, but we're working on a browser trader, which is can't say too much about it, but it's killer. It runs on a browser, and you can trade it from your phone, you can trade it from your laptop, you can trade it from your iPad, you can trade it from anywhere. So
Okay.
I think that will be that'll be great. It's not a well-known one. I mean, it's not something that everyone knows about, but it's just as good, just as clean. It's actually cleaner than most of the other ones, but
Okay.
yeah. It's pretty sick though. So that's what I mean. Again, that was the biggest point of like what people want is they always ask us for trader weight, and it's not actually trader weight that they're looking for. It's more the browser trader that what they're after.
Yeah, they want the flexibility to
Yeah,
go on the browser or on mobile or whatever, right? So,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
do I personally believe in trading from your phone driving down the highway? No, I don't. I
yeah,
don't.
I don't either, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess so. I mean, if and you know what, I'm old school, man. I'm almost 50 years old, and so me sitting at the charts, that's what I was taught. That's what I learned. That's what I know. I don't trade from my phone. When I leave my desk and I shut my charts off, my trades are gone, done, flattened. I don't have anything in the market, and I rarely leave anything in the market when I leave when I walk away. I mean, if I take a break for an hour and I'm in a trade, I'll leave my stop, my take profit there. But I want to know me, I've had stuff go wrong with my trades, and then I'm not in front of the monitor to fix it.
Yeah,
And I've had that happen with a lot of other traders too. They're not there, and they leave a market open or a limit open, and ticks them and takes out their account, the funded account. I mean that's so.
that's
But I
heartbreaking.
mean, the new age, the younger guys of today figured stuff out, man. Like they figure stuff out a lot faster than what I do. So, again, I mean, if they can figure out how to trade on the go, I see a lot of these influencers trading on the go, wherever they are. So, I
Yeah.
mean, younger generation figures this stuff out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, like, you guys really understand the importance of listening to the community for long-term success of your company and
Mhm.
for sustainability. So I think it's good that you guys really
Mhm.
care about your community because that's how you got to where you are. That's how you're going to grow more in the
Yeah,
future.
agreed.
So, yeah. So
Agreed, man.
before we close off the podcast, let's talk about. I want to hear about your own experiences. I want to hear about your training psychology and your daily habits. Because you're obviously very experienced. Like people today are trading, they're probably in their 20s or maybe 30s. I'm in
Oh,
my
yeah.
30s. But like if I were in my 20s with this platform, I would be so much further ahead than I
Yeah.
am where I am right now. It would even be, I can't even compare it, dude. So,
Mhm.
so tell us, how is your trading routine like? What do you do for mindset tips?
I mean, I listen to a lot of books. I'm an audio book guy. I listen to a lot of different books. But for trading psychology, I've got Randy Howell. I've got endless videos of him. And you guys go give him a look, and I'll send you the link when we're done with the podcast here. Randy
Sure.
Howell, he's a trading psychologist. He doesn't trade, but he knows how the mind works and thinks. So
Yeah.
he's brilliant. He's really really brilliant. So with psychology, always when we did mentoring back in the day, I was a guy that took on the psychology of trading, and
Yeah.
I used to mentor people in that. And again, it's a very trading is a very personal endeavor.
Yeah.
It's a very personal thing. You can't what's good for the other guy is not good for you. You know what I mean? Because of it touches on your personality, because it touches your fear receptors, it touches your stress receptors. Your cortisol spikes, your dopamine spikes. All people react different to different situations, right?
Yeah.
So when you're sitting there in front of the charts and the trade goes against you, some people that can sit there and it doesn't phase them. It doesn't phase them at all. And other people, every tick they move, they're freaking out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I need to turn around. So you got to go figure out and go find out why do you react the way you react to certain situations. And I mean that goes deep. It goes way back to your childhood past. I mean, it goes really, really deep. And until you figure that out, until you can catch that emotion coming up before it actually happens, you're going to have that same reaction over and over and over, right?
Mhm.
I know why I react a certain way, and I put rules in place. Like I had a big red button on my desk at one point that I just used to click and used to shut my charts off. It just killed the power to my charts, is all it did. Because I needed that button. Like as soon as I feel, I need to physically not see my charts because then I'll get up and walk away
Yeah.
you know and at one point I because as soon as you start thinking that way, you're not rational anymore. You think like a 2-year old that's throwing a tantrum. You're not thinking rational, and that's why you end up going back and forth on trades, and you're reversing your trades, and you're doing stupid stuff, and then you sit and wonder, what the hell was I doing? Ever been there? I'm sure you have.
Oh
Why
yeah.
did I do that? Like,
Many
why? What's
days.
wrong with me, right?
Yeah.
And the fact is, the point is, there's nothing wrong with you. You just got to figure out why you react to that. Why do you want to win? Why do you? And I mean, there's a bunch of books. There's one called Seven Depths of Why that you can go work through, or you can go listen to Randy Howell. But and again, I by no ways have I mastered this. I still struggle with this on a daily basis. I still struggle with over trading. But as soon as I take a trade that I know I shouldn't, I'll exit it. I'll have enough discipline. I'll exit it and I'll walk away, even if it's red. I'll
Yeah.
exit it and I'll be red for the day and I'll walk away because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I think with trading psychology, it's a very personal endeavor. And if anyone ever tells you to not trade with emotion, ask him how does your car run without gas?
Yeah.
Because
Psychology is so
you're an
important.
emotional being. There's no not trading with emotion. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah.
gonna feel it. You're gonna just catch it before the time, and you're gonna know why.
Yeah. And the more you feel it, the more you're gonna care about it. So I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
hopefully find a solution as to figure out like why did I do this? I mean, like, dude, there are times where I'm gonna trade and I'm like, I gotta cut here. I don't cut
Mhm.
here, and it goes even more against me. I'm like,
Mhm.
what the hell are you doing, dude? Just get out of it. Get out of it.
Yeah.
Get out of it. Get out of it. And I don't get out of it, and
Yeah.
and I blow the account. Like it's just it's mind-boggling to me. It's like I just gotta click a button, but it's so hard to do. Like I really get punched in the face
Yeah.
to get out of a
Yeah.
rep position, dude.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you have kids, but I always relate to a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum, right? You
Yeah.
can tell that kid to stop. He's going to get arrested. He'll stop. He's hiding. Stop. Do whatever. He
Yeah.
ain't going to stop. You
Yeah.
don't care. What he cares about is what's going on right at this moment, and that's how your brain. And then, again, that's an analogy that comes from psychologists, right? And
Yeah.
that's what happens. You just don't think with a rational brain anymore because your fight or flight response is triggered and it's over.
Yeah.
You know.
That's I think training psychology is probably literally the most underrated edge one can have. I mean, like it's like sports, it's like people like it's like everyone can learn technicals, everyone can learn fundamentals, they can learn what when
Mhm.
news are on, they can learn everything that
Mhm.
everyone else sees. It's all data. But what they
Right.
can't learn is how to control themselves. That is the
Right.
hardest thing to do. Like it is literally the hardest thing to do to
Yeah.
cut losses. Like
Yeah.
and
It
like
is.
people who say that anything that is not that they can just cut loss and walk away.
Right.
I want to call bullshit, or I'm just call okay. I'm gonna say like okay, you are a very experienced stoic trader, dude.
Right.
Because like I've been trading for like over 10 years now, and even for me cutting losses, I'm just like, dude, I don't want to cut, dude.
You don't. I
I'd
mean,
rather hold through a $3,000 drawdown and make $100
yeah, yeah,
when it comes back than to
yeah,
cut it. That's how hard it is to click
yeah.
that button.
It is. It is. It's
So
brutal, man. And it's thinking of why when you look at it after the fact. And I mean, this is where people just needs to go sit back and look. When you look at it back after the fact, you say, I should have cut it over there. Why didn't I?
yeah,
It seems so when you've taken a break, come back tomorrow and you're reviewing your trades. It seems so easy to tell yourself, why didn't I do it there? Why didn't I just exit my trade? That's what I should have done. Why didn't I do it? You can't answer that.
yeah,
You don't know why you didn't do it. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I was hopeful. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't thinking. Yeah, you weren't thinking, you're right.
yeah,
So I mean that's yeah, I mean but I mean I don't prep per se in the morning. There's a lot of outside factors that affect your trading too. It's not just when you're in a trade. Outside factor, you got a big bill, or you got something you worry about, like a payment of a vehicle that whatever the case may be, or you got a bill, your power bill is double what it was last month, or whatever the case may be. That all plays a factor into your trading too, because now you're going to be wondering how am I going to pay the bill? Well, I better make it up in my trading, and then you're going to be forcing trades. You're
yeah,
going to lose one, and you're going to spiral out of control.
yeah,
I mean that too. That's something. If there's, I mean, if me and my wife had an argument in the morning, or one of my kids did something I didn't approve of, or and I left the house on the way to the office, and I'm like, man, like this is I don't even open my charts. I don't even look at them because it's outside factors that I know will affect my trading, and that comes with experience, I guess.
yeah. One thing I get asked a lot in my community, like people when they have a bad day or a bad week, is like, how do you reset? Because hitting the reset button is so hard to do, especially mentally.
Yeah.
So how do you reset after a bad day or a bad week or just a bad session?
So there's a thing called the pain eraser. I'll send it to you. I use that thing often. It's a little audio clip that I got from a guy, and he teaches you how to reset your. I'm going to say reset your pain after a bad losing trade or bad losing day. I
Wait,
will
hold on,
send
wait,
it
wait,
to you.
hold on. What's it
Post it.
called? What's
It's
it called?
called the Pain Eraser.
Okay. Penny Razor. Okay.
Pain Eraser. Yeah, it's a little audio clip. There's actually two of them,
Okay.
and you got to just be sit quiet without any notifications. You got to sit and listen to it, and he kind of walks you through steps on how to do it, you know, and how to forget about that bad trading day. But I don't know if you'll find it online. But I'll have one of my staff send it to you.
Okay. The
Yeah,
Penny Razor. Yeah.
or the Pain Eraser. Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's, I mean, if I had a really bad, and I mean, I've had two bad months in a row that were red. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars it was, but I tell you what, that if it wasn't for that thing, I'd probably not be here today.
uh,
I had, I mean, I forget when it was, and it was something as stupid as just zoom out and look at the market. We were in such a long bull market, and I was trading the bull market, and it turned bearish. And I was kept on going along, kept on trying to, and I didn't adapt for the bear market, and it just almost wiped me out, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
So, I mean,
resetting.
just something as super as zooming out. So again, that's my rule. If I haven't zoomed out in 10, 15 minutes, I zoom out of the chart and just look to the left a little bit, That's one of my
Exactly.
rules, I mean, that I do. But
Exactly.
'cause I learned my lesson.
Yeah. I think we all have, or we
Yeah.
all will at some point.
Yeah.
So before you go, what do you think is the best habits of the most consistently funded traders at FFN? What do you think the best traders in your firm do to be consistent?
Smaller losses. They shut it
Small.
down on the day. They have a small loss, they shut it down.
Yeah. It all goes back to the same theme, right? Like it's about just cutting your losses short.
Yeah. And I think I can't confirm this because I don't know personally, but people that journal their trades tend to do a lot better than other people that don't,
Oh yeah,
because they have a reference point to go to. So if you have a bad day today, you can go and review your trades for the last week and see, look, man, I lost $400 today, but I made 7 grand this last week. $400 is nothing. Shut it down. It's not working today. You
exactly.
know. So if you have a trading journal, you can see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I like to journal a lot too. I just even just to jot down what I'm feeling mentally
Yeah.
at that point. So it helps just
Yep.
me to get my thoughts into paper, and it helps me a lot.
Agreed. Yeah, it
Um,
does. I mean, that's a I when I have a bad day, I review my previous days and I have a look at I zoom out and I have a look at have a look at where I come from, what have I done this last week or two, and then that one loss or that one losing days, you look at it from a different mindset. You know, what I mean, it's like it doesn't matter, just shut it down. It's okay.
yeah,
It's
right.
one day. One day doesn't mean nothing. One losing trade, one losing day doesn't make you a bad trader, but makes you a bad trader if you don't stop.
Yeah, always be able to trade for tomorrow. Always keep the account. That's the most
Yep.
important thing.
Yep.
Yep.
Preserve your capital, man.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. Thanks for coming on, dude. Like,
No problem.
is there anything else you want to say before we finish the call to your
No, I
community?
just, to all our traders out there that trade with us, I mean, your group, I know there's quite a few in your group that trade with us. Thank you very much for trusting us for your prop firm needs. I mean, you have 150 other ones you can go to, but
Yeah.
the guys that are here, thank you. And yeah, no, it's great being here, and I appreciate the time.
Yeah, you too. I appreciate the call and I appreciate you coming back, and let's do another one in the future.
Absolutely, we will for sure.
All right, thanks, guys. See you
All right,
next
man.
time.
Have a good one.